सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ सुखं नित्यं स्वप्रकाशं व्यापकं नामरूपयोः अधिष्ठानं बुद्ध्यबोध्यं बुद्धेर्दृग्यत्तु निर्मलम् अपारं सर्ववेदान्तवेद्यं प्रत्यक्परं महः तदेवाहं न मत्तोऽन्यदिति मे निश्चिता मतिः. Vichara Sagara, page 113, topic 202, last 4 lines. तमो गुणश्चावरणः स्वभावकः तस्माद् घटादयः प्रकाशशून्याः अन्धीभूता एव वर्तन्ते एवमन्धतारूपमावरणम् घटादौ अज्ञानकार्यत्वात् स्वभावतः सिद्धम् घटाद्यधिष्ठानचैतन्यमाश्रित्य वर्तमानमज्ञानं चैतन्यमावृत्य स्वभावतः एवावृतं घटादिकमपि आवृणोति. In the last class, I said conventional Vedanta for junior students and revised Vedanta for senior students. This senior and junior students who decide the junior students and senior students, not the teacher. The teacher cannot decide the students who are juniors and who are seniors. Then who will decide the students who are juniors and seniors? Simple. Whoever understands the revised version of Vedanta, they are all called senior students. Whoever understand the revised version of Vedanta, they are all called senior students. Who cannot understand the revised Vedanta, who understand only conventional Vedanta, and who are happy with conventional Vedanta, and who are taking that conventional Vedanta is perfectly correct, they are all called junior students. Very, very simple in understanding this junior and senior when we bifurcate between the students. It is not that a student who has studied Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads thoroughly, writing books and books and books, and able to by heart all mantras, able to be repeated along with the teacher. We never consider that student is senior student. Shastra decides who is senior, who is junior. So the understanding level of the student alone decides that student is able to understand the advanced teaching of Vedanta. Because Upanishads teaches to all people who are all mumukshus the beginning level of Vedanta and advanced level of Vedanta. That is a method. That is a method of teaching. paddhati. So that student has to develop tremendous shraddha. At beginning level, lot of shraddha is required. From that shraddha, later the student start working on more mananam part and nididhyasanam part. The student is able to grasp that shraddha will be converted into knowledge, conviction. Atma Jnanam is not a faith mere. It is not a faith. When you come with faith, Shastra happily gives you, unfolds you the truth, the reality, the ultimate truth of this universe. The truth happens to be you yourself. That is the ultimate teaching. But as long as the student is not able to accept I am the Adhishtanam of this universe, I means the Kutastha Chaitanyam, the original consciousness, student is not able to claim and convince oneself that student is junior student only. Once a student happily can claim that, yes, I am the Adhishtanam of this universe, I am the Satchit Ananda Swarupam, I cannot be the body, I cannot be the mind, never. That student alone is called a senior student. Therefore, this type of, when we use the word junior and senior, the student, they have to understand carefully. We should not develop any complexity here. I am coming now only, attending now only Swamini's classes, I do not know. Or suppose any other student think I am the senior student of Swamini, I am the senior student of Shastra. Like that, thinking doesn't work here. It is not required also. How much you are grasping the teaching, the content, exactly that decides you are a mature, refined student or not. So we have to improve ourselves, we have to mature ourselves, and we have to equip ourselves for the highest, advanced teaching of Vedanta. When Guru is giving, we have to be ready to receive it. If we are not able to understand, suppose that much deeply, clearly, it will take time. Let it take its own time. It is not a revolution all of a sudden within night and one day or night you will get total knowledge. It's not like that. It is a time consuming process. It depends on your quality mind, quality time, quality study that you are able to provide deliberately. Therefore, forget about senior and junior students. Please remember the conventional Vedanta and revised Vedanta. Okay, revised Vedanta is advanced Vedanta. Let us prepare ourselves, that is the fact exactly. Let us come through conventional Vedanta also, let us walk along with that. Then Shastra carries us to that revised Vedanta. Shastra does that work. It is not your hurry can make that job. Your hurry, worry will not carry you to that revised Vedanta, but your clarity and your quality, your sincerity towards Shastra will take you there. That is the idea I presented in the last class. I am clarifying it that. Now, here the Vichara Sagara, Karta, Nischala Dasa, talking about that Ajnanasya Vishayaha, Ajnanasya Ashrayaha. The object of Ajnanam is Chaitanyam, The locus of Ajnanam is also Chaitanyam alone. Having said that, he is giving that to Vritti Vyapti and Phala Vyapti. Any knowledge of anything in this world, how you are getting, what is the process, what is the method is going on in this process of knowledge. I know this, I know that, I know this. You are all telling, every one of us telling. But how do we know? That is presented here in this portion, what we are seeing. But Acharya is presenting very technically. Little bit we feel sometimes it is difficult to understand. But the more you listen into this portion, you will gradually grasp this. So tamoguna ashraya, tamogunascha avarana swabhavakaha. Simple, this is Tattvabodha teaching only, but different sentences, languages, content is same. Swabhavakaha, tamoguna swabhavam, avarana swabhavam, veiling swabhavam. For example, in every one of our sleep, we are all going to avarana sthiti, veiling. We do not know our body, we do not know our mind, we do not know our sense organs. That is called avarana. In Nidra, Tamoguna is veiling all our knowledge. Best example. What is that Tamoguna? It's Swabhavana, sleep. The best avarana. It envelopes, it covers, it veils your wakerhood, sense organs, mind, etc. You do not know anything. That is Tamoguna Prabhava. Avarakaha, Swabhavakaha. It is very natural for Tamoguna. Avarana, veiling is very natural for Tamoguna because Tamoguna is equal to Avarana. Avarana is equal to Tamoguna. Okay. Tasmat, therefore, Ghatadayaha Prakasha Shunyaha. Ghatadayaha, pot, etc., they are all Prakasha Shunyaha. They do not have self-illumination. Prakasha means luminosity. Here luminosity means not like bulb, light and all. Here luminosity, Prakasha Shunyaha means they cannot reveal themselves. Pot cannot say, I am pot. Pot cannot say, I am pot. That is called Prakasha Shunyaha. There is no self-revelation. Or it cannot know anything also. Andhi bhutaha eva. They are just like blindfolded, blind person like. I said in the last class itself. Blind person cannot see his body or her body. Blind person cannot see any others' body also, others' objects, possessions, etc. That is called Andhi bhutaha eva vartante. They remain as blind. Evam andhata rupam avaranam. Avarana is that nothing but in whose presence you do not know anything. Light is that in whose presence you know the objects. Just as we say, what do we mean by light? Light is that in whose presence things are known. Simple. Then what is avarana? Veiling, concealing. Avarana means concealment, veiling power, covering, enveloping. In whose presence, that means avarana is that in whose presence things are not known. Things are not known. Darkness like. Darkness means what? Darkness is that in whose presence things are not known. Opposite to the light. Okay. Light is that in whose presence things are known. Opposite to that what? Darkness, in whose presence things are not known. So this avarana does the job of that darkness like. That is the idea. Andhata rupam avaranam. Andhata rupa means blind like avaranam. That is, you do not know anything. That is ajnanam ityartha. Ignorance. In ignorance presence, you do not know that thing. If there is ignorance, ignorance of what? So and so. That is called avaranam. Ghatadau ajnana karyatvad. Why they are not able to illumine themselves, they do not know themselves, part, etc., because they are jadam, andhibhutaha, he said. Not only that, ghatadau ajnana karyatvad. All these ghata, etc., all these objects which are not having self-luminosity, self-awareness, they are all products, karyatvat, because they are all products. Swabhavataha siddham, they are all products of ajnanam. Ajnanam is avaranam. Avaranam is like andhata. Therefore, they cannot know themselves, they cannot know others also. Whatever you are using any object, whatever you are using any object, it is jadam only. Swabhavataha, they are tamasic nature only. Ghatad adhishtana chaitanyam ashritya. Ghata adi. The chaitanya means that consciousness. Chaitanyam ashritya, by taking the shelter. Ashritya means locus. Ghatadi adhishtana chaitanyam ashritya vartamanam ajnanam. The ignorance is there where in the pot. Pot ignorance is there. Chaitanyam avritya. This ajnanam does what? It pot is already inert. It is swabhavataha avarana purvakaha. But not only that, this ajnanam also goes and covers the chaitanyam of that pot. Chaitanya means adhishtana chaitanyam. The substratum of the pot is pot is. That pot is, it is ignorance covers, veils that pot. That is chaitanyam avritya. This ajnanam covers the chaitanyam of that pot. Ghatadi adhishtana. Ghatadi adhishtana. The substratum of the pot, this ajnanam goes and veils. This sentence is most unclear sentence, but this sentence you can underline. It will take a lot of time to get clarity. I can explain more advanced way, but I don't want to go there. You will get a checker if I go into that explanation. I don't want to go into that, but it will take time for you to come to that level of understanding. Ajnanam chaitanyam avritya swabhavataha eva avritam. Swabhavataha eva avritam means ajnanam, swabhavam is what? Covering, veiling. It never allows the person to see, to understand that object when there is ignorance. Ignorance is there and it is veiling, covering. That is why we said ajnanam locus is adhishtana chaitanyam. Chaitanyam is the locus. In chaitanyam alone, mula vidya is there. Mula vidya substratum is what? Only chaitanyam, where it can exist otherwise. Mithya ajnanam exists only in chaitanyam. That is why swabhavataha eva avritam ghatadikam api avrunoti. It covers the ghata etc. also. I am ignorant. Adipadat, many other things. I don't know the pot. I don't know the book. I don't know. Whenever you say I don't know of what and what, something that I don't know is common. I don't know is common in everything. Many things, whatever you say. I don't know, I don't know. That no, I don't know means ajnanam. That ajnanam is the basic ignorance goes in everything, because human mind is very, very limited. It is full of ignorance only. That we have to accept first. But our ahankara will never allow us to accept. With little bit knowledge, we think I know everything. Shastra says, para vidya hi avidya. But that sentence, how many of us will accept? Not easy. It takes a lot of time. Let us go to the next page, next first line onwards, continuation of the topic. स्वभावतः एव संवृतपदार्थस्य पुनः संवरणे प्रयोजनाभावेऽपि आवारकः पदार्थः स्वप्रयोजनापेक्षां विना एव अनावृत पदार्थवत् एव आवृतमपि पदार्थं पुनरावृणोत्येव. Since this is a little bit technical, I will read little and explain. Instead of reading the whole paragraph, I will try my best. You also try your best, try to understand. Swabhavataha, naturally, nityarthaha. Swabhavataha means naturally. This whole portion is about phala vyapti, vritti vyapti. Just let me clarify. To get this pot knowledge, first vritti vyapti, the pot is evident. Then phala vyapti, I know this pot. That's all. The whole paragraph is around this subject only. Or you can say, this is clip, I know the clip. So what happened? Your thought pervades here and envelops the pot, get the akara of that pot, and Chidabhasa also goes along with that thought, and Chidabhasa illumines the pot, and you come to know the pot or clip. This is the content of this paragraph. Okay. Don't afraid of this subject. Okay, that is the content. Who is doing vritti vyapti? Who is doing phala vyapti? Okay, phala means nothing but chidabhasa. Chidabhasa vyapti is called phala vyapti. Vritti vyapti means in getting the knowledge of the pot. Pot is only upalakshanam. Only one example here. You can include any object. Your thought goes and envelops that object. Along with thought, vritti, chidabhasa sahita vritti goes and envelops the object. And thought removes what? And chidabhasa removes what? To get pot knowledge. How you get pot knowledge? Vritti vyapti dwara, phala vyapti dwara. What is their role? What job they does exactly is given here. Beautiful, wonderful mechanism of knowledge. Epistemology, I said. Okay, in Sanskrit language they are telling, that's all, because they are all given in Upanishads originally. That is brought by all acharyas by their own method of teaching. Okay, swabhavataha eva samvrita padarthasya. Already it is samvritam, means avritam. It is already jadam. It cannot know itself. Avrita, samvrita means avrita padarthasya punaha samvarani. Again it wants to cover. I told you, one is the primary covering, avaranam, then is secondary, additional avaranam. Swabhavataha avaranam and additional extra avaranam. Those two avaranams are talking here. Samvrita padarthasya, that part which is already having avaranam, jadastvat, it is ignorant of itself. punaha again samvarane. Samvarane means again to cover. Prayojana abhave api. There is no prayojanam, labha or benefit by covering again that pot, because it doesn't know already by itself. Where ajnanam has to go and cover again, there is no necessity. Pot doesn't know itself. Pot cannot reveal itself to cover. What ajnanam goes and cover, but it goes and cover as it were. That prayojanam abhave api, even though prayojanam is not there, some Sanskrit words minimum you have to understand. I cannot translate every word. Okay, prayojanam means prayojanam. Abhavaha means even though there is no benefit. Absence, abhava means absence. That's why those who are interested in Sanskrit, they can have a nice book, vocabulary, Sanskrit words vocabulary. Whenever I say one word and translate the word, immediately you can put in that alphabetical order book. Akara, all, ikara, ukara, like that. Abhava, you write absence. That's all. It will be in your mind all the time. Like that you can prepare the alphabetical vocabulary book, Sanskrit vocabulary book on your own as you are listening to the Shastra, Guru's teaching. That is the best way of learning Sanskrit and Sanskrit words to follow easily. These are all little hard homework you have to do. Those who can do, they can do better way, because I am giving the clue how to learn. Remember these words, terms. Abhavaha, abhave api, avarakaha, avarakaha padarthaha. That padartha which is already avarakam, that is already covered, concealed, like cloth and books, etc. Pencil, I showed many things. Avarakaha padarthaha swaprayojanaapeksham vina eva. Even though there is no benefit for itself, avrita padarthavat eva avritam api padartham. See what a sentence. Vina means without. Without any prayojanam, without any benefit for itself. Art ajnanam is not going to get any benefit by covering the pot, because pot is already covered. It's jadatvat. Vina, without. Anavrita padarthavat, as though it is not covered. Anavrita padarthavat means what? As though it is not covered. What? Chaitanyam is not covered by anything. Chaitanyam really cannot be covered. Like that, here, as though anavrita padarthavat, avrutamapi jadam, avrutamapi padartham, that jada padartha, even though it is already concealed, pot, pen, etc., they are already concealed. Avrutamapi padartham punaravranoti eva. This ajnanam again goes and additional covering it gives to that padartha. The additional cover is that natural covering is also there already. Natural covering and additional covering. Natural covering because of tamogunatvad, it is manufactured by tamoguna, therefore it is jadam, therefore it is having swabhavataha avaranam. Additional another one avarana is by ajnana. Even though there is no necessity, but ajnanam does that, even though there is no prayojanam. Punah avranoti. This is an additional avarana. Etaccha sarvaloka prasiddham tadrisha ajnanavrita ghatadi samyukta antahkarana parinama rupayam chidabhasa sahita ghatadyakara vrittau yo vritti bhagaha saha ghatadinam avaranam nivartayati. Up to here, vritti vyapti. Okay, what is the role of vritti vyapti? Vyapti means pervading, concealing, or not concealing, pervading, cover, enveloping, encompassing. That is what vritti means, thought. Vyapti means pervasion. Simple one meaning you can take, pervasion. Pervasion. Vritti means thought. Thought pervasion. One, you want to get pot knowledge. Thought has to pervade the pot first. Okay, that is given here. Etacha, regarding this knowledge about any object. This etascha sarvaloka prasiddham is belong to the first two lines. Okay, this is very well known. What is well known? Even though Jada Padartha is already Jadam, it is Ava Swabhavataha Avaranam is there, Ajnanam is going and covering the Ghata once again without any Prayojanam. This is well known in the world. So this sentence should go to the next two lines, previous two lines only. From Tadrisha onwards, Vritti Vyapti explanation. Tadrisha, additional. Tadrisha Ajnanavrita Ghata. That additional concealment of that ignorance when it conceals. That additional concealment of that what it conceals part, here Ghata is given. Tadrisha, additional concealment, avrita, ajnanavrita, that ajnanam covers Ghatadi samyukta antahkarana parinama rupayam. So that ajnanam, because I do not know the pot, what if now I want to know the pot? I want to know the pot. What thought comes here? The thought goes and pervades. I want to know the pot. The thought goes Ghatadi Samyukta Antahkaranam. Antahkarana means here mind or vritti. Here Antahkarana Parinama Rupayam means that vritti started. Ghatakara vritti. Ghatakara vritti. Antahkarana Parinama Rupayam Ghatadi Samyukta Antahkarana means that I want to know the pot. I want to know the pot means that vritti starts in the mind. Whatever you want to know, that vritti start in the mind, comes out Chidabhasa Sahita Ghatadi Akara Vrittau. It comes along with vritti is Jadam. It cannot travel by itself. How can it can travel outside? Swamini, we see that vritti you cannot see with your eyes, because mind is subtle, thought is also subtle, it is formless. But it takes the akara of the ghata. Whatever object it pervades, it takes the akara of that object. That is called thought modification take place in the antahkaranam, in one's own mind, in your own mind. That thought along with reflected consciousness, Chidabhasa Sahita, means along with RC, along with RC, Ghatadi Akara Vrittau, it takes the shape of that pot. It takes the shape of that pot. So the thought comes out from my antahkaranam, and the thought pervades the pot, and my thought takes the form of the pot. Pot thought it becomes. Pot thought, clip thought, pen thought, any thought. Here Ghata we are taking. Ghatadi Chidabhasa Sahita Ghatadi Akara Vrittau. Yo Vritti Bhagaha, that which is the thought portion. RC, contact. RC, contact, the RC plus thought. RC plus thought. Contact vritti bhagaha. That thought, RC plus thought put together, they have the contact with what pot? Saha ghatadinam avaranam nivartayati. That pot thought removes the ghatadi avaranam, the revealing portion of that ghata ajnanam nivarayati. Ghata ajnanam avaranam nivartayati, removes. This is the job of thought which rise in your mind, comes out and pervades the object and takes the form of that object. This is the first part. This is called vritti vyapti. This is known as vritti vyapti. Now what is Chidabhasa also went along with that vritti. Because vritti alone cannot travel, it is jadam. Chidabhasa is sentient, so it carries the, like a beam of light, it carries the vritti to there. And what that Chidabhasa does there? What is the Chidabhasa's job there? It has any role at all to play? Yes. Chidabhasa bhagastu ghatadi vishayam prakashayati itham. Okay. Brahma padartha prakasha vishaye. This is Dashtanta. Okay. Brahma prakasha vishaye vrittitastha chidabhasayoho ubhayoho api viniyogo bhavati. Chidabhasa bhagaha, that reflected consciousness which went away along with the thought, Chidabhasa bhagaha tu ghatadi vishayam prakashayati. It illumines the pot. Illumines the pot means it cannot, no, like disco lights, it prakasham, no. You say, I know the pot. You say, I know the pot. I am conscious of pot. You get the knowledge of pot. This is called phala vyapti. Phala means Chidabhasa. Chidabhasa pervasion is called phala vyapti. Thought pervasion is vritti vyapti. Chidabhasa pervasion is phala vyapti. These are all happening without your knowledge. Every thing, whenever you say, I know this, I know this. Because of vritti vyapti and phala vyapti. You know that. I'm conscious of this. I know this. That is called Chidabhasa, illumines the object, means it makes the object evident to you. What vritti does? Vritti removes the avaranam. Vritti vyapti removes the avaranam. Pot is. Pot is. You get the pot is, you say. Pot is. Then what? Phala vyapti. Pot is there, I know. I know the pot. Pot is there, that won't help us. If I know the pot, I can take the pot, I can make use of the pot. That is important. So the phala vyapti is also very important. Why this ghata, vritti vyapti, phala vyapti? Why you are struggling so much? This is drishtanta, example. This is all the way to take you to that Brahma Padartha. Aham Brahmasmi Jnanam also has got vritti vyapti, phala vyapti, prayojanam irka illiya. Idila vritti vyapti, phala vyapti, prayojanam is there. Now similarly, now prakashayati over. Now the pot knowledge has come. Okay, drishtantam over. Itham, in this manner. This is in this manner is a big word. Okay, it is almost taking you to that original topic, that is Dashtanta. Dashtanta means original. All the way this pot, vritti, phalamu, vyapti, all this for what purpose? Finally, Mahavakya Jnanam sake. Please remember. Okay? These are all points you have to apply to aham brahmasmi jnanam time. Itham brahma padartha prakasha vishaye. Inge ghata padartha. Okay. Ghata padartha vishayam prakashana vritti vyapti phala vyapti purinju pochu. எல்லாமே நன்னா இருக்கு சுவாமினி, ஃபைன் அண்ணா. கட்டம் தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டு என்ன பிரயோஜனம்? ஓகே. பிரம்ம பதார்த்த பிரகாஷ விஷயம் வித் ரிகார்டு டு விஷய சப்தமி, with regard to the illumination of that Brahman, vrittitastha chidabhasayoho upayogaha ubhayorapi. Vrittitastha, vritti, ham brahma asmi is a vritti. Vritti tastha, in that chidabhasa is there, because vritti always associated with chidabhasa. We should not forget. Chidabhasayoho ubhayoho api. So vritti and chidabhasa, both of them, they have to ubhayoho viniyogo bhavati, viniyogaha bhavati. The role or their presence, both are there in with regard to Brahman also. How it is there, we are going to see later. Ubhayoho api viniyogaha is there, prayojanam is there, but we are telling with regard to Brahman, phalavyapti role is what extent, that we are going to explain later. Atra drishtantaha. In 203, he is going to give an example with exactly vritti vyapti reveals the pot or phalavyapti reveals the pot. The phalavyapti significance is given in this 203. In the 203, which I am going to read now, this paragraph is going to talk about the significance of phalavyapti. And to make us to understand the significance of the phalavyapti, Acharya Nischaladasa giving an example. May you understand this example, the role of phalavyapti you understand, and then how with regard to Brahman, Jnanam, how the phalavyapti is playing the role, then you can understand. Okay, whether it is playing the role or not, that also we'll understand. When we'll understand exactly what is the job of phalavyapti, what is its role, every object in the world when we use, we should know its role, it's a patra. Its role means what way it is useful to me. Normally we think like that only. This clip is any portal, whatever we keep in our house, what way it is useful to me. If it is not useful, we throw it. We will throw it. We don't look at it. We ignore it. We never give our attention towards that. Correct? Whatever is useful for me, for all my purposes, that only I focus and keep. Like that here also, vritti vyapti role and phalavyapti role, to get the knowledge. To get the knowledge of any object, vritti vyapti phalavyapti, vritti vyapti phalavyapti. Without these words also you are getting that knowledge every day, but you do not know the words mechanism, what is happening, because we are busy in drinking coffee, eating lunch, dinner, breakfast, sleeping over. But thinking people are there like you, they want to know, what am I, how this mechanism is going on, how I am knowing this object, exactly what is happening. For those people only this is relevant. Otherwise it is not relevant at all, this subject. Blissfully they can close the book and go away. Okay, but for thinking people, those who are very, very, very particular about understanding the mechanism of this entire system, the body-mind complex, those who are very curious, for them only this text is relevant, not for all people. Okay, now I will read this 203. atra drishtantah tamasi mrudbhandena kenachit mrunmayam loham mayam va kinchid vastu samrutamaste tatra dandadina mrudbhande avarane bhagnah api vinatu deepadi prakasham tadantastham vastuna prakashate apitu deepadinaiva prakashate. Up to here I will explain first. Atra. Atra means with regard to the above topic, with regard to the above discussion of vritti vyapti phala vyapti. Vritti bhagaha phala bhagaha means the portion of thought mode, thought pattern, its role. It is covering, it is occupying the, what you can say, it is pervading the object. Then Chidabhasa pervading the object. So, pot ignorance go away by vritti vyapti. Okay? That is the essence of above paragraph. Pot ignorance go away by vritti vyapti, by thought pervasion. Pot ignorance means pot is there, you get. That avaranam goes away. Ajnanam, vritti vyapti removes the pot ignorance. Ignorance means ajnanam, I said, because it is veiling. Pot vritti removes the pot ignorance. Chidabhasa, reflected consciousness, removes that, it illumines the pot. It doesn't remove. Thought removes the ignorance of the pot. Chidabhasa, reflected consciousness, reveals the pot. That illumines the pot means reveals the pot. Reveals the pot means it gives the knowledge of the pot to you. That is why I know the pot. Let us see. Now, before explaining these three lines, I will. Vritti alone can give you the pot knowledge. Vritti, the thought, has come out through the eyes, from the mind, from antakaranam, it comes through the eyes and vritti pervading the pot. Okay? This vritti, thought, pervading the pot and getting the vritti, ghata akara, ghatakara vritti it becomes. This thought alone can give you the knowledge of pot. Thought alone can give you the knowledge of pot. Suppose, think, vritti by itself is jadam. It cannot give the knowledge of pot to you. It removes the ajnanam covering the pot, only it removes, because vritti vyapti, ghatakara vritti is there, so ghata ajnanam has gone. But to give jnanam about the pot, suppose you think, oh, phala vyapti is enough to give the pot knowledge without vritti. Without vritti, phala vyapti alone is sufficient to give the pot knowledge. No. Phala vyapti can never decide, determine to give the knowledge of what and what. Phala vyapti alone cannot go and pervade the object. It cannot decide or determine what knowledge it has to give to you. Little subtle subject is a subtle point. Phala vyapti alone is useless. Phala vyapti cannot determine what knowledge it has to give. But who will decide? Vritti alone decide. Where from? From your mind it comes. The vritti determines what knowledge you require, you want. Vritti, your thought determines. Where from that thought has come? From your mind. You desire to know this object. Phalam, Chidabhasa didn't desire. That Antakaranam desire and mind desire that object I want to know, and pervades in the form of vritti, pervade the object. Vritti Vyapti. Vritti Vyapti alone cannot, even it determines I want pot knowledge now. It can do only pervasion. It cannot give pot knowledge. Vritti alone cannot give because it is jadam, inert. It cannot give. That Chidabhasa is there in vritti, that alone can give. Chidabhasa alone cannot determine which object has to be revealed to you. Chidabhasa alone cannot do that job. Vritti alone cannot do this job. Vritti sahita Chidabhasa vritti vyapti dvara phala vyapti dvara ghata jnanam bhavati. By thought pervasion and reflected consciousness pervasion only you get the thought knowledge. Correct? Pen knowledge, book knowledge, house knowledge, idli knowledge, any knowledge, vritti vyapti dvara, phala vyapti dvara. Thought by thought pervasion and reflected consciousness pervasion. Thought determines the object which I want to know, and it pervades. And Chidabhasa, which is along with the thought, illumines the object. This much mechanism. Who kept all these things? Not you and I. Some invisible power. That's why we say Bhagavan, Ishvara. First we start with Ishvara. Then we say Brahman. That Brahman you are. Travel pandradiki. How much time it is taking, you see. The training itself, drilling, the chiseling itself is taking many years, decades. After chiseling, a person has to survive in the class. Then a teacher can talk all these things. Very difficult. Very, very difficult. Students to get to listen this subject, and listening with intense quality mind, sukshma buddhi. Anyhow, that is Ascharyo Vakta Kushaloscha Labdha. Ascharyo Gnata Kushalana Shishtaha. What is the meaning? Go and take care of your notes. Okay, Kathopanishad. Okay, now let us come to this. Atra drishtantaha tamasi mridbhandena kenachit. Tamasi, in dark room. Okay, in dark room. So, what is in dark room? One mridbhandena, with a clay bowl, clay pot or bowl, some patram with which is made out of mrit, kenachit. It is covering mrunmayam loham mayam va. Suppose this pot is covering something. Suppose in my hand there is something, and it is covering. Okay, it is covering. What can I keep under this? Okay, this clip I am keeping, small clip. Okay, now you cannot see the clip, I cover it. Okay, here our mrunmayam anichonnar, made out of clay, or lohamayam, made out of metal. Now plastic mayam clip I am keeping. Okay, these are all teaching aids. Okay, whatever is available I have to make use of it. Teaching aids. Okay, I hope you are seeing the clip. This is a small clip. These are all given by students only, everything. This clip, I have nothing here, lohamayam and all. Another, I am covering this. Okay, now light is not there. This is a dark room. Okay, imagine dark room. Now what you want to say is tamasi, in dark room, dark place. Mrudbhandena. This is mrudbhandam. Okay, mrudpatram. Bhanda means a patram, bowl. Okay, like that. Kenachit. Mrunmayam or lohamayam. Now plastic mayam. Okay, you take the plastic mayam clip. what? Kinchid vastu samvrutamaste. Samvruta means covered. Now you are not able to see the clip. If I put it this, you cannot see my face. Okay. And now I have to do lot of dance like Bharatanatyam. Okay. I am enjoying to show all these things to you. Okay, we are like LKG, UKG students, like, okay, okay. Now, samvrutamaste. Samvrutamaste, covering. Okay, this clip is there, covering. Okay, samvrutamaste. Tatra dandadina mridbhandi avarane bhagnaha. Now, suppose I take the stick. Okay. What stick I can take from here? On pencil I will take. Okay, I not kept readily. Stick also wood, made out of wood only. So my pencil also made out of wood only. Now suppose I break this pot. Okay, this is dark room. Okay, that is what Tamasi he said. I break this pot, suppose, with this stick. That is what he says. Tatra dandadina, with a stick. Dandadina mrudbhande avarane bhagnaha, which is covering the clip. This mrudbhandam pot I break. Bhagnaha. Api, please don't forget, this is light is there in the room, but there is a dark room. If you break this api, what? Vina tu deepa adi prakasham. Deepa prakasham vina, without the light of that lamp, without deepa adi prakasham. Deepa or torchlight, prakasham vina. Suppose I break this only with a torchlight. Torchlight, if I break this, can you see the clip? If it is a dark room. When deepa adi prakasham, tad antastham vastu na prakashate. It cannot. If I break this pot also, it goes away also. If it is dark room, this you cannot see the clip. You cannot see the clip. When you can see the clip, only prakasham tad antastham vastu na prakashate apitu deepadina eva prakashate. By deepa alone it is visible. Suppose imagine this is a torchlight. Okay, this is a torchlight. I break this pot with a torchlight. Can you see the pot clip? You cannot see. But torchlight I have to show on this clip. Then it is evident. I hope I have communicated, and more than this easily I cannot explain. Okay, I have done my best. Okay, deepadina eva prakashate tatha, like that. Ipada dashtantam. Tatha ajnanavrata ghatadehe vishayaha asya avarane vritya. Not dashtantam. Example only. See, drishtantam na drishtantam. Ghata example vritti vyapti phala vyapti ki, and the phala vyapti significance sake only he gave this example. Okay, tatha ajnanavrita, that ghata which is covered by ajnanam, ghatadehi vishayasya avarane vritya vinashite api. So vritya, by thought, your thought pervaded the pot, it has removed the ajnanam of pot. Pot is there. Pot is there. Pot ignorance has gone. Okay, that is what vinashite api. Vritya, by thought, even though that vishayasya avarane, pot ghata vishayasya avaranam vinashite api, even though it is gone, na ghatadi rupa vishayaha prakasheta. You cannot, that is not illumined, means it, you cannot know the pot. Ghata is there, but do you know the pot? When you know, yeah, I will read this portion the next class. Okay, I am going without reading, explaining. Okay, that we will see in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. ఓం శాంతి శాంతి శాంతి. హరి ఓం శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః. హరి ఓం.